Hello, I'm Tonkotsu from Japan. I'm happy to say I'm no more suffering from jet lag. So hopefully I'll be able to show you something spectacular today. Okay, so let's get started. Right. Oh, sorry. Okay.
All right. I told you the countdown, so I'm going to go and signal to the audience for this one. All right, count from 5, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Told you to go well. Oh, my goodness.
I guess we can do introductions here. So I'm Altabiscuit. I ran this back in SGDQ 2015, one of the first NEP runners for the glitched route here.
I'm Mr. Shasta. I ran this game a long time ago, glitchless, which is also a great run too. But I know a lot about the 8% run as well too. And this game in general is one of my favorite games.
And then I'm online commentary Murmilio. I am the current 90% world record holder, so I'm going to be helping out with commentary too.
He's very good. He knows his stuff.
And of course, we have Tonkotsu here, who is our runner today.
Also very good. Also knows his stuff. This game kind of opens up in a way like typical to your typical Mario games. You know, your Princess Peach gets captured in this case, but actually she kind of doesn't. You know, she gets her voice stolen by someone named Cacletta, and well, you see soon what happens because of that. But it's interesting. But yeah, this Toad, Mr. Mario is well, he's just taking a shower, and here he is. This game's got a lot of charm to it. That's one of my favorite parts of it. It's an extremely charming game. One of the most charming games I've ever played in my entire life. Played so much growing up too. So hope you enjoy all the wonderful animations and sound effects and everything else like that you'll see in here throughout the game. It's fantastic. It really is.
And of course, the music in this game done by the amazing Yoko Shimomura, who is, really needs no introduction if you've played any number of RPGs ever, but
like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, most known for Kingdom Hearts and the Mario and Luigi series, but she's shown up in all sorts of places.
Reign of Story as well too. If you've ever played that game before. And Super Mario RPG as well. If you played the remake, she made the original soundtrack for that game too. Not sure about the remake soundtrack, but I imagine probably.
Yeah, she was responsible for that as well.
There we go. Now we got this little tutorial fight right here. Just gonna jump over Bowser over and over again, essentially. All we gotta do is kind of just mash A until we win. Just telling us basically in battle we can press A as soon as we get on top of our enemy there to do more damage, or just, press A to avoid attacks. It's a very interactive RPG system in battle, and it's very fun. But yeah, as you can see, Peach's attack spot just explodes on us. That's what Cacletta did. Ooh, evil.
Yeah, and you may notice that the estimate for this run is an hour and 30, and if you are familiar with the glitchless run at all, it's a little over 3 hours. So I'm sure that's not relevant to anything at all. But for the first half of this run, or even about the first half, it's going to be, for the most part, just playing the game as you would, just normally, except just fast. A lot of items are going to be picked up along the way for mostly to collect mushrooms for a very overpowered item. In the late game, in the mush badge, we can go into it more once we get there, but that's why a lot of the items are going to be picked up along the way.
Yeah, we mentioned in general, this run's going to start off pretty standard for a long time. I ask y'all stick to this one for a while. It's going to be very, very entertaining because the game is just very good like that. But once we get to a certain part of the run, this run is going to break wide open. It's going to be very cool and impressive visually and just as a run. Trust me on that one.
Visually is a word for that.
Visually is definitely a word for that.
So sorry to have to interrupt here, but we're going to need to pause the game for tech reasons. So if we could, Tonkotsu, if you're able to pause the game for us, and we'll let you know when to keep going.
Okay.
Should I pause?
Probably just stay right here.
Okay.
As we're figuring that out, I have a really sweet donation here. We have $250 from YD saying, "Get hyped for Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Being one of my childhood favorite games, I had to explore the world and story to its fullest. Boot up the game, checked how long you had on your first playthrough until the last save at Bowser's Castle Great Door. Mine was 32 hours and 14 minutes, and I ended up at level 42 for Mario and Luigi. Good luck and have fun."
Not bad, not bad.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's similar to my first playthrough too.
Yeah, I love Superstar Saga. It's my favorite Mario game, actually.
Same here, actually. It's my favorite Mario RPG in general.
We have plenty more donations coming in. We have $25 from Potato that says, "I've been watching GDQ events for a few years now, and it's always a joy to share this time by myself or with my family. Here's to Drum Percent and saving the animals." And we are at $72,000 out of $100,000 for that Super Mario 64 Drum Percent run. That is incredible.
It looks like we're back up and running here.
It's like it, yeah.
I believe that's true.
Awesome. Now we're just getting through the intro. The intro is a little slow. There's a lot of charm to it, to say the least. But I guess during the intro, Murmilio, since I think you're probably more expert on this one, why are you playing in Spanish today?
Yeah, so let's go back with a little bit of history about the speedrun, I guess. Before, when I started playing and Alta Biscuit was still playing, we pretty much only knew of the English version and the European version pretty much being the same exact versions. But relatively recently, and by recently I think I'm probably maybe 2 years ago, that we actually realized through some more testing on the European version that the different languages would lead to some time save. And then the Spanish version is actually the fastest. And I believe you could probably save about 5 to 10 seconds just through text from the Spanish version to the English version. And then for some reason, the European version also saves time through random lag in certain areas that doesn't happen when compared to the English version.
Yeah, speaking of version differences, the Japanese version also behaves very differently as far as the glitches are concerned. They tried to patch out a lot of things because the North American version was released first, but in doing so, they introduced new glitches that the Japanese version has that they won't be in this run, but the main reason why the North American version or European version is, in this case, is ran is because the mush badge is stronger in this one, and even with the better glitches in the Japanese version, it still doesn't make up for the damage loss that's in the nerfed mush badge. So,
yeah, the mush badge, I would argue, is probably the single most broken thing in the entire series for these games.
Definitely agreed. It's ridiculous. Right there also, we're passing over the border currently into the Bean Kingdom where Kakla is, essentially, and we're going to confront her, hopefully. So we have to take a passport photo. And in this case, we can go up, down, left, to right, and the D-pads to choose a different expression. And the ones Tonkotsu chose were very, very good.
I always wanted to believe that the pose you took manipulates the RNG or something like that.
That'd be kind of funny if it did.
You know, we could probably just tell the crowd that and they'd believe us. Who are
Probably.
they to disagree
Do you believe
with
us? Maybe. We can say anything we want up here. They believe us at this point.
Yeah.
If we said Luigi's wearing purple overalls, I don't know. I'm being sentient over here. Anyways, it's just a tutorial to tell you basically you can just counter an enemy by jumping on top of them, like a Goomba.
We have time for a donation in here?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
We have $250 from Natty Wee saying, "I have so many precious memories playing Mario and Luigi, as well as so many other amazing games on my Game Boy Advance as a kid. So I just had to donate during this very nostalgic run. Thanks GDQ for raising so much money for such good causes. Let's stomp and hammer out cancer together. Wahoo!"
Wahoo! This is a tutorial here. It tells you that you can hit an enemy on top of their heads to start a fight and do a lot of damage to everybody else. You can't do it to every enemy because some enemies have spikes on top of their heads or just spikes in general all around them. But yeah.
Yes.
We got a 3.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go.
So that's completely random.
Yeah, and when you level up, you get a bonus that you can add to your stats. And power is the most important to us in this run. And depending on how much you get, it changes how many turns you can do some of the early boss fights in the game. In the later games in the series, you can time it perfectly. It's a lot more predictable. But here, it's effectively random because it just goes way too fast and has such a delay after you hit the button in there. So, Murmilio, you could probably go more into how much power we're looking for because the route has changed quite a bit since I've done this.
Yeah.
My number knowledge is a bit dated.
Yeah, so by no means does getting low power mean the run is over, but there is a certain checkpoint, probably about 30 minutes into the run, where you want to have, I believe you're level 5 at that point, where you want to have at least 27 power. With anything less than that, it will require you to take any extra turns throughout the boss fights. And then on some of the other enemy fights that you encounter before, it'll change the fights up a little bit as well. But you can keep going with low power. We were talking about the mush badge earlier, and once you get the mush badge, pretty much your power numbers are almost irrelevant because the badge itself is so strong. But for the early game, we're really looking for high number power rolls.
During this fight, Bowser's going to tell us about the fact that enemies have tells as to like what attacks they're going to do, and like who they're going to actually hit in this case between Mario and Luigi. So this case, Fawful here, who's one of the best characters in this game easily, has like red text saying he'll go towards Mario first, for instance. Whenever he talks in a sentence like this, instead of just saying one or the other, he'll go towards Mario first, then Luigi, etc., etc.
And with the exception of 2 specific attacks in this game, every attack can be dodged to avoid damage. And that fact is why this game can be beaten at such a low level, or at least one of the reasons for it.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, the 2 undodgeable attacks are not present in any percent.
Thank goodness for that. Which ones are they? Just out of curiosity.
Only in 90%, unfortunately. They are present in the other speedrun categories, and they are a pain to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Which ones are you referring to, just out of pure curiosity?
Well, for me, the 2 that come to mind are Roy and Chuckle-Later.
Oh, yeah, you're so right. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah, the Koopa Kid Roy is probably because of that undodgeable attack, it makes him one of the most difficult bosses in the game.
Yeah, I lost a lot of runs to him back in the day from a glitch list to Roy. Chuckler not as much, but Roy for sure, and that's right in the game too, so.
Now, Cackletta is also very, very difficult in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you're the proper level you're supposed to be, it's just a lot of attacks that you gotta dodge.
It's a spike in difficulty right at the end of the game, to say the least. But Marley just crashed and landed right there. Now they're at the border of the Bean Bean Kingdom, but they gotta do a little mini-game here to actually pass the border in this case. It's called Border Jump. There's 4 levels to this, and each one of them after this first time here gives you, I think it's a Hebe in this case, but that's not relevant to the run. But I don't know, nothing else to say.
I know, personally, I think the hardest part of this is saying no to the tutorial.
It is actually optimal to have both brothers be at 1 health right at the end of the fight, or right at the end of this fight, the mini game here too. So we're getting hurt just twice right there. That's because right at the end of this, there's fireworks that pop up right in the backgrounds, and less fireworks pop up if you get hurt.
This is a good time for some donations as we're walking through here.
I'd say so.
We have so many coming in for love of this game.
I'm glad.
$50 from Tomato saying, first AGDQ in person. So stoked to see the Superstar Saga run. Was one of my favorite video games growing up. Let's get that drum percent going. And yeah, we're at $74,000 out of $100,000 for that. Thank you so much for donating towards it.
We can hit that before the end of the run. Come on, y'all. I mean, we got it. I think it's after this, but still. We got this.
We have $50 from S Games that says, wait, I see Luigi and Red Luigi? When did Nintendo create that character?
We love Red Luigi in this house.
Yeah, Luigi is very much the butt of many a joke in this series, though he finally got his day in Dream Team where there were many Luigi instead of just one.
Right here, we gotta save Bowser from his can here where he's currently stuck in, and refresh me on their name. What's the name of that boss there?
All-Star.
Yeah. That boss there is gonna essentially is like, you gotta give me 100 coins for to pass this area. So we gotta get 100 coins throughout the entirety of Stardust Fields here in order to save Bowser and also actually fight them afterwards.
Got 10 there, nice. Those single block ones are surprisingly precise to get all 10 because you just have a limited time to do it. That's kind of one of the first things people who try to learn this game run into is like the surprising tight window for those coins.
Right here, we're gonna learn about Bros attacks as well too. Actually, not soon. We're gonna learn about just Bros moves in general outside of battle. In this tutorial
Yeah,
here,
so
we're gonna
each Bros move that you get on the overworld corresponds with a new attack you can also do in battle. And that's what uses up your BP, your battle points, or Bros points, I think, in battle. And you can actually use them right after you unlock the overworld move, even if you don't get the tutorial for it yet. So Tonkotsu will actually be using them in the next room.
Also, I don't know if anyone else saw the mustaches on these two characters here as like just a big smiling grin before, but I've always seen it as that growing up at least. Pretty sure it's a mustache.
It is
though.
a grin.
Is it?
I always thought it was a mustache, yeah, but it's actually a grin.
Let us know some donation comments to the charity. Yeah. Which one is it?
Yeah, I always thought they were old men.
Me too.
I always thought it was a grin because of the box art. Or it was some promotional material. I don't remember if it was the box art or not.
Now right here, Tonkotsu's going for a little skip. You have to go normally to the top of that flag, this area here for that flag, but if you just do that, you can skip all that. Now we're going for a few fights here just to give us some EXP, and also we have to get Splash Bros advanced by 75 layer boss. So do more Splash Bros now means, well, you know, get that faster.
Yeah,
Let's grind for it.
The advanced Bros moves mechanics you just need to use it X number of times. It depends on the move. Splash Brothers needs to use a total of 8 times. And if correct me if I'm wrong here, I believe the next tutorial refills your BP. So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it does refill your BP, and it also counts towards your advanced counter.
Not bad. Mm-hmm. We take twos here.
So yeah, getting a fight here is better for that reason.
I know Jerome will get into a few fights here along the way. Just get one for Splash Bros Advance, get along to that, and also just for more coins.
Yeah, the coin route in this dungeon is really specific. Optimally, you can take a path that has exactly 100 coins, which is what you need to get through. And then after that, if you miss a single coin, you'll start losing time. But I believe Tonkotsu still is on pace to get the perfect route. But of course, there are some backup coins that you can just go out of your way a little bit to grab if you miss any.
Very good, very good. And now here is the Bros move tutorial, which is essentially combo moves that both Mario and Luigi can do in battle that do a lot more damage than your regular jump attacks. Very much a staple of the Mario and Luigi games from this point onwards as well.
And this is probably a good point for another donation or two. It's another tutorial here.
I'd say so as well.
Fantastic. We have $250 from the Thunder NG saying, had to donate for this gem of a game. Good luck for the run. And we have $25 for Nolan that says, whoa, there's a Burger King cosplay incentive? Let's get that incentive met. And yes, we do. We have a cosplay incentive. The Conception is going to dress up for Sneak King. We absolutely need to see that.
I need to see that. I really do. Correct me if I'm wrong as well, too. I think there's also a Yeti shirt that has Sneak King on it as well. Is that correct?
I think that's true. The Yeti shirts are incredible this event.
I agree.
event.
Couldn't agree more. Something in mine personally. Rapido. We're just getting to a few more fights along the way here and getting a few more coin boxes as well. We got more donations already. I think probably now's a good time, I'd say.
Oh, we have plenty of donations. We have $100 from Gestalt that says, "This game was my childhood. Keep up the great work, y'all." We have $250 from Front Row Crowd member. Wonder where you are, hi. That says, "I've been so pumped to watch this run. Superstar Saga was one of the first games I beat on my own. It's definitely worth missing my semester finals to be here." I won't tell.
Your secret's safe for me as well, too. Don't worry.
And we have $18.50 from Lucky Pash saying, "Had to pull out my old cartridge to check this. Donating to match my 18-hour and 50-minute save file time." I love it. I wish I could grab mine from home.
I feel this, too.
Got a 1 there on the last power. What's the total bonus power that
did
we're
he get a
looking for?
1?
It's like 3. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
1.
Oh, I thought he got a 2. I was
That was a 1.
Yeah, he's looking for 1 more 2 in the level ups, and with that he'll have 27 power by the checkpoint.
Exactly
A nice
100.
100 points there.
Nice. Now, with that, we can
so
go
there's
fight
2 more level
Tolstar.
ups to try and get it to.
And I didn't have to get the backup coins either, so that's pretty good. So this is the fight where you kind of, this is where you gotta test your learning with the bros attacks, basically. Otherwise, you could just do normal jump attacks and eventually get there, but that would take a while. Tolstar has 52 HP, so that'd be 26 jump attacks if you didn't do any bros moves.
And for the fight here in general, we want to do a lot more of these. It's called Splash Bros in English, but here in Spanish, it's called Salto Torpedo. I think it's just Torpedo Bros or Torpedo Luigi or something. I don't know.
Torpedo jump.
Torpedo Jump, thank you. I didn't know what Salto was, my bad. But yeah, doing a lot more of those. While Luigi just does regular jumps here to get a little more damage on top of them. Because using Bounce Bros with Luigi is not super fast right here in this case, because we want more Splash Bros to happen.
Yeah, that's a bit of an innovation from when I was initially running this game. So there's been a lot of changes over the years. There's some small and some large, and just they're just kind of filtering through all over the place, just here and there. If you've watched a run in the past 5+ years.
And there we go. That's really the first boss of the run down right there, essentially.
And from this point on, Luigi will be getting stash points in his power. Luigi's power is pretty much insignificant throughout the rest of the run, because aside from him normal jumping on enemies, his damage output will come from Mario's power. It's like, this game is a little quirky with that. On Bros attacks, the power damage calculation comes from whoever actually touches the enemy, not who's using the move.
Ooh. A bit too early.
Yeah, you don't need to spin jump across that gap. You can do it with a normal jump. It's a little precise, but
Very tight jump.
You'll get another chance at it later.
Absolutely. I think if I recall correctly from the lore of this game, Tolstar is essentially the border guard into the Beeping Kingdom, and now that we're through that cave there, we're into Hoo Village right here, and we're going to Hoo Mountain afterwards too. We got a few things along the way, of course, before we get there. Got a lot more coins, a lot more mushrooms in general. That's important for Waylay, all the mushrooms we get throughout this run.
And the Hoo Hoo Mountain is supposed to be the part where you're testing your high jumps and spin jumps in the casual playthrough, and the speedrun's not too much different. There is a few things the speedrun will do a little different. And here, this is also another. I guess it's not even that recent of an innovation anymore. The skip that's coming up. When do you remember when that was discovered, Murmilio? Or I think maybe the task
maybe
even
like
did it.
2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that old, actually. I thought it was a little more new. Time flies.
Nah, I think you guys might just be old.
True. Called out over here. What the heck? I'm not even 30 yet.
No comment.
Got some time for donations. We have plenty coming in.
I'd say so until we get to Who Man, yeah.
All right, just let me know. I have $10 from Repo Man that just says, "Nyeh." We'll be hearing a lot of that later.
Oh, yeah.
We have $10 from Cruel Nina that says, Superstar Saga is one of my favorite GBA games, and good luck to the runner. Also, save the animals. Yes, we do have our Save or Kill the Animals bid war, and Save the Animals is pulling away at $3,173 over Kill the Animals at 1.6. So great job, everyone, all the Save the Animals fans.
These two right here, by the way, their whole thing is that they'll make us a hammer, but they don't have the right materials for it. And right at the very top of Hoo Mountain happens to be the perfect stone for the hammer that we need. So, yeah. That's why we're going all the way up Hoo Mountain in general. That's the idea there. What you're doing right now.
So probably the, aside from the skip that's coming up, the part that's difficult in a lot of the areas in this game, especially in the glitchless run, is just trying to avoid enemy counters in general. Well, some of the enemies can move very erratically and very fast, and even they're more predictable around here, but it can still be a bit of a task to dodge them sometimes if they get in annoying positions. Murmilio can probably explain what's about to happen up here.
Yeah, well, first, we're going to do a new glitch in this area, but first we have to clear this enemy because he will get in the way of it. And it also works well with our Splash Advance route. But upcoming, earlier we mentioned this a little bit, where we used, during the jump tutorial, the high jump and spin jump tutorial, where we actually used a spin jump to clip into the loading zone, because we skipped a tutorial after that segment as well. And here we're going to do another spin jump glitch. This time, instead of clipping into the loading zone, we'll be clipping up one level on the y-axis. Oh, there it is. Now you have good power for the rest of the run.
Yeah, it's sufficient.
In general, with like upgrading stats in this game. Hey, look at that.
That's
Yeah.
Nice.
The more you upgrade in a row, the less... Oh, actually, after this. We'll talk after this. First try. There we go.
Yeah, this is a pixel perfect setup, so that's impressive to get first try.
Very good stuff. That skips a lot of just going around this mountain, just to this point, pretty much. But that's the same about stats in general in this game. The more you upgrade one certain stat in a row, the less likely to get a higher boost from it. So in this case, getting a 2 there after upgrading it 2 more times previously is very good to say at least. Very lucky, for power at least. Also, if you're wondering what Luigi's stash does in general, essentially, it can have a crit happen randomly during battles, but also more importantly, the shops will just... I'll explain this. Go ahead. Sorry, I can't words right now.
So the shopkeepers are effectively just enamored by your perfectly manicured mustache that they're going to give you a discount. And so it effectively translates into buying a few more mushrooms than you would be able to otherwise.
Yeah, I think it's just worth less than the shops, essentially. Now is the Who's mini game. Now that we've completed it, it's completely random, by the way. We have to fight them.
Yeah, this is probably the first boss where you would see the consequence of having low power. Although this is a very small time loss by having low power. But with here, Tonkotsu will be killing the boss in 4 attacks from Mario.
Yeah, this boss has 45 HP.
Yep.
Something like that, yeah.
there, you can see that hits the 12 mark there, so that'll get over 45 on the fourth one. Yeah, Luigi just plays a supporting role in a lot of these fights. Just, he's usually the one using the items or anything else. Just Mario's the one that has all the power. It was kind of funny. We thought one of the items was bugged back in the day because as we would equip it to a Luigi and realize it wasn't doing anything for some reason. So we thought the item was bugged, but it was later until we understood how attacks and damage is actually calculated is why. So now less items need to be bought once that was understood because only Mario really needs it.
Come on. I shouldn't say anything.
Well, 27's still good. That's
very good.
Where we want to be.
I have a really cute donation here. I've got $25 from Passy Stardust that says, donating to say hi to everyone attending the watch party in VR chat. Hi, friends.
Hey, that's cool. Well, hello.
The dry bones on the screen on the far right can be pretty annoying in casual play and even in the speedrun sometimes, but if you get hit while Mario's full of water, Mario spits it out, you get in the fight, you gotta do all this again. But
Come on.
This lad is not moving.
All right, I believe.
So yeah,
He was spinning up right there.
if you
as long as you're in the corner, he won't touch you. So it's just a waiting game if you want to stay safe.
Yeah, and hugging the wall doesn't give it enough time to attack you, but it could still be close enough to hit you. So
We're almost in this area as well too. Got another room or two right here before it gets to the boss.
yeah, as Murmilio mentioned before, the next boss is where the consequences of low power are a lot more relevant. The boss has 80 HP, and without the power, Luigi is going to have to either contribute more or it's going to take more turns. And now that the route isn't giving Luigi power anymore, you don't really have much of a buffer for Mario having the unnecessary power, and he has 27, so Tonkotsu is very well positioned for this one here.
There's a stone we need for the hammers, but of course, Babalodon right there is not wanting us to serve him that stone, and guess we'll have to cope with it. I don't know. But now all of a sudden, of course, the egg there on top of hatches, and now we got to fight whoever's inside the egg. Welcome to the real world, I guess.
The typical RPG: get to the end of an area and fight a boss. How original.
That's how it is.
And if I recall, the boss, the Splash Brothers routing is done in such a way that the last one you need is the final hit on the boss to save some time. Is that still the case?
Yeah, it is. So on Mario's fourth hit, the boss should go down and the advanced command cutscene should happen at the same time.
This boss is also very funny. As you can see there, the more attacks we did, after 2 attacks, he just kind of scrunches down for a bit. Now his attacks he's going to throw at us are just a lot easier to avoid. But he's got backup. The stone right here. Oh no.
And there it is
go.
right there.
Nice. Normally if you get an advanced command like that, or advanced bro move during a fight like that, the fight would entirely stop while that animation plays, but oh nice, very good. But since we defeat the boss as that blade, it just goes, and we just save time that way.
Oddly enough, they patched that out in the Japanese version. I'm
Really?
not sure what the reason for that was, but in that version, it waits for the stars from the boss dying to go away before the advanced bros animation plays.
Interesting.
Yeah, it would actually cause soft locks, specifically on the Huhurus fight, if you overlap the advanced command cutscene and the pillar breaking cutscene.
Really? I didn't know that was the reason for it.
Interesting. I'm wondering why a dragon turned to a very dashing prince. Well, I don't know.
I can see
Keep wondering.
I can see why they'd patch that out then. That might be something that was fairly not too uncommon to run into in casual play.
Yeah, now we're getting our hammers right here, and then we'll move on for a day. We can destroy a stone that Fawful really put in front of us to block our path early in the game, and ascend the mountain pretty much. Or descend the mountain, excuse me. We've already ascended the mountain.
This is part one of the pieces that are needed to bust the game wide open. So
Pretty much, yeah.
we're about 2 bosses away from the game unraveling, so to speak.
From total destruction, if you will.
Yes.
Good time for some more donations?
I'd say so.
Awesome. We have $50 from Lofus Cromwell saying, had to donate during Luigi and Mario Superstar Saga. My oldest son, Think a Kid, grew up playing all of these Mario and Luigi games and still has a great fondness for them. Their mother has beaten melanoma twice, and I can't think of a better cause to donate to. Donation going towards the Sneak King cosplay incentive.
Hey.
Yes, we need to make that happen. Thank you so much for your donation. Also have $50 from Dr. G. Hall saying, as a physician, I truly appreciate the work you and PCF are doing to help expand knowledge about cancer and early detection. Keep up the great work. Rooting for you all.
This song takes me back so much. It's very nostalgic. It's the title theme, but oh, it's so good. We're now doing a mini game to go through a tunnel here. It's essentially an auto-scroller. So, donation time.
Fantastic. We have so many coming in. We have $50 from Denimora saying, hey everyone, I think we should give all the people working in the back a huge thank you for making this beautiful week possible. So shout out to all of you working behind the scenes and thank you for what you are doing. Hope y'all have a wonderful speedrun week. Lots of love from a longtime viewer, first time donator. Thank you so much.
You can give him more in.
Absolutely. We have $25 from Azenhawk saying, so hyped for Superstar Saga. I'm looking forward to some great content. Also, greetings from Germany.
So the only way you can fail this mini game guaranteed is to get hit by both rocks that fall down. That will make you have a maximum of 9 points, and you need at least 10. This mini game is pretty easy for the most part, and nobody really thinks anything of it when they're in runs. But there's always, at least for me, there was always like that thought in the back of my head is, what if today was the day where that happened? And I wouldn't be able to get over it if that happened. It never happened to me or any of us on the couch or Murmilio, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I think it's never happened in a speedrun so far.
Good. These two right here told us that we can use them in battle. So, yeah, a tutorial for that. Not only is a hammer useful, outside of battle for destroying stuff, but now we can hit people with it. So the spike game is I talked about earlier, like you can hit in the overworld and stuff. This is how you do that. Though I don't think you want to do it with the hammer in particular a lot of times. Instead of actually hurting them in the overworld, they just stun them. That's not really relevant to the run. It's just fodder for now. All the way they scuffle away too. Always very amusing to me.
One more tutorial left in the run. So.
But now we're over here into the main Beaming Kingdom. Finally here after going through Hooten Mountain and Stardust Fields, and we can explore a little bit. So of course we're going straight towards Beaming Castle Town over here. And going and talking to the Queen.
I imagine a lot of people who played this game the first time through may have went north from here instead of to the castle town. And the remake addressed this by walling that area off initially, because the enemies in the north part of the outskirts are like horrifically powerful for the level that you're at right now.
I think I did that when I was a kid too.
Yeah, like I did it too. And the remake thankfully addressed that by just walling it off a little bit. There's a few little oddities like that in the original that the remake addressed to make just the gameplay experience a bit more approachable in some spots.
Personally, the remake is a very good version as well to play of this game. The current Tonkotsu has run this on the Switch Online version, which is also great to play too, and very accessible right now, especially. I love the two guards as well too, because they're like, "You're Mario and Luigi? What?" And then they're like, "Who's that?" No idea. Never heard of them.
One benefit of the Switch version and the Wii U version too, to some extent. One thing we haven't addressed yet is from Huhurus onwards, the second boss that was fought, the game can't be saved. And the reason for that is there's a skip at the very end of the game that requires a timer to run in the background in order to skip the entire dungeon. And if that timer isn't running, you just die immediately, and resetting the game or reloading a save gets rid of that timer from the minigame earlier. So that makes this run a bit risky to do, but thankfully with the ability to rewind in case anything goes wrong, it's a lot safer to do in a marathon environment. When it was just the Game Boy Advance version, it's like this. It was just all or nothing. There was no going back if you crashed or something.
Now we get through series right here. The Queen Assistant Lady Lima just sent us right into the series to sort of test us, to see if we were like good enough to see the Queen in this case, see Queen Bean. So we have to get through the series now. And there's a few enemies in here that are a little bit annoying to avoid because they move very quickly. Most of the super flies, the blue fly enemies, move very fast around here, and they're usually around doorways or like places where we need to go a lot. So if we get into a fight with them, it's understandable because they're very hard to avoid sometimes.
Also, a shocking just revelation of the Mario Brothers actually doing plumbing for once.
It's true, yeah. Did you know they're plumbers? Easy to forget that fact.
This enemy here is particularly nasty to dodge.
You have some time for donations here?
You got time for one to fit in there, I think.
Sounds good. I have a special one. We have $25 from Fallful. That says, "You speed finkrats could never beat one such as me. However, when I think of cancer, I have fury. I will be allowing you glorious victory this once. Use these coins that I may see the red one move with the instrument of percussion." Thank you, Fawful.
That ruled. Good donation.
Yeah, that was a good one. Murmilio, I think you can probably explain the upcoming boss here and what's going to go on.
Yeah, so we talked about 27 power. 27 power is, once again, really important for this boss to complete it in the correct amount of turns. But then we also have the Splash Advance command. So that attack is special because it has a different effect than the normal Splash Bros attack, where it does less damage on normal enemies, but it now allows you to attack spiked enemies for a damage boost. So I believe at 27 power, Tonkotsu will be doing 32 damage to Queen Bean each turn. And with that, he can, he'll be doing 30 damage each turn. And she has 120 HP total. And without Splash Bros Advance, he'd pretty much be relegated to doing 1 damage a turn. So it's really important to get that for this fight.
Yeah, normally in the fight, you gotta break the arms to make the crown fall off, and then you can actually attack her head. I know when I first played it, it wasn't too clear that that was the case. So I'm sure me and many other people just sat there whacking her with hammers for 60 turns until she finally went down.
I think I remember doing that when I was growing up too.
That was another thing that the Japanese version made more clear in this fight. They also nerfed her HP. He is part of that too.
And speaking of hammers, Luigi once again as support role in this fight, just because whenever Queen Bee does an attack, she steps slightly forward. So Luigi will be hitting her for hammer to knock her back every single turn. Make sure that whenever she does an attack like this, we have more time to avoid it. Because otherwise, if she's too close, we can't avoid it.
Very nice.
Very good stuff.
Does the Murmilio, does the power matter more at this point, or is there still a little bit?
No, the way the run's routed, as you continue gaining levels, your power will start to balance out. Like if you keep using the same stat for your power bonuses. So if you keep going too far, you'll keep getting ones in the level up. But if you keep getting ones in the level up, you'll also start getting higher numbers. So in the end, it'll all start to balance out. But for the next coming fight, the next fight is the last fight you don't have mush badge for. And 30, if you get a 1 on power in that level and get a 30, you're still fine. Any extra or less power, the fight is still routed out with different scenarios, but you should still be able to fight the boss in the correct amount of turns.
That's good to know, but I like seeing bigger numbers. I'm rooting for a 2 every time. This is the game telling you, here's how you equip badges. Now that badges are a thing you can use. You also have you also get clothes as well too, and that enhances your stats and everything else like that. A lot of badges, of course.
I'll say I lied a little bit earlier. There's now one more tutorial after this. I forgot about the badge tutorial.
Yeah. Also a relatively new innovation. We ended up buying an extra badge here and equipping it to Mario, and then re-equipping Luigi with the badge we got from the tutorial. And this before we would used to attack the upcoming boss in 4 turns to defeat it, but with the extra damage boost from these badges, you can skip both 1 turn and a full cutscene that would happen later during the fight.
Very, very fast to say the least.
Yeah. And we're also introduced to more very annoying encounters to dodge.
Anytime we're tagging this Warp Pipe right here, because that's a fast travel for later. Tag that earlier in the game by Star Wars Fields would be very useful for right at the end of the run. But that's one other one we're going to be tagging for now. We'll be tagging a few more throughout the rest of the run too.
Probably got time to sneak in a donation or 2 before the next boss.
I would agree.
All right, sounds good. We have $15 from Koba Badger saying, "Hey y'all, Superstar Saga is without a doubt my fave Mario game of all time. I've played this game so much as a kid that it may as well have been my only one. When we get to hand powers, can we get everyone to shout their best Luigi impression of how he says thunder? Don't forget to roll those R's."
Yeah, hand powered.
Yeah. We'll get to them.
We can make that happen. And really quickly, I just want to shout out that we had a $1,000 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And that all went to Super Mario 64 drum percent, which is now at 78,000 out of 100,000. That is incredible. Let's keep that momentum going.
That's not Luigi. What?
I guess I misspoke. There's kind of hand powers in this run.
Hand-ish powers. Hand adjacent, if you will.
Yes.
It's like the arm, I guess. But anyways. That's
Of all-
Popple right there, by the way. He's next fight we're going to be doing here is Popple, and whoever the heck this is.
I don't know
They call him
who
Rookie.
he
But never seen him before. He seems very unfamiliar to me. But yeah, for the fight here, we got to just defeat Rookie in particular to actually advance the fight. Don't defeat Popple at all. Once like Rookie's defeated, Popple just run away.
This is probably the boss theme that people always look back at fondly here.
It's so good. Won't be the last time we're hearing it either.
And we might hear it again.
It's possible.
Yeah, so if you're good at math, you can tell that Tonkotsu is doing exactly 40 damage each turn. And it's really important to stay under 80 damage by turn 3. Because as I said earlier, Rookie will have a cutscene where he actually learns to breathe fire out of nowhere. So we skip that and save a lot of time during this fight as well.
Exactly 120.
Nice. And now he's gone. See you later.
So this is the basically the last level up that matters. Well, sort of, but the scaling of enemies at this point isn't going to matter for reasons that'll become pretty clear in probably about 3 minutes or so.
Something like that, yeah.
We've been building up to this part of the run, and since the beginning, so.
This is the part very soon where the game's gonna be broken wide open, and you know, it says about 50 minutes on the timer right now. The should be around like 1:30ish. I think you can see from here, 1:20, around there.
I'd say now would be a good time to
Yeah.
fit in some more donations, because once we get to that point, there's going to be a lot of explaining to be done, and it will be hard to get some in.
Absolutely. I'm excited for that part. It's going to be exciting. We
Yeah.
have $250 from Nom Goose that says, took the day off work just to watch GDQ with my wife and kids. Glad I'm able to donate this year. Can't wait to see backwards long jumps done on the drums. Me too.
Same.
Thank you so much.
We can another in for sure.
Sure, we have $25 from Pistol Pete saying, awesome lineup for today! Metroid Dread, Crystal Rando, Superstar Saga, Super Mario 64, and Super Metroid! Let's get that drum percent met. Wow, yeah, this lineup today is incredible.
It's stacked. Very stacked. This tutorial is telling us all about the fact that we use our hammers to just do funny things to the bros on the other side. For instance, you can hammer Luigi into the ground, or Mario just get all scrunchy, I guess, and you can go into tight spaces. Luigi can just go underneath, like a grate in this case, for instance. That's how it goes. That'll be very relevant very soon as well, too. So I guess keep it in mind. Alongside this, too, we also get Chopper Bros and Knockback Bros, the next two Bros moves, which isn't really said in this tutorial here, but yeah. They're very good moves, to say the least. I'm using Chopper Bros because it's the best move in the game. We'll be using that a lot throughout the rest of the run for damage during battles. Also love actually, no, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I love how every single tutorial NPC in this game is just all about, this just looks like exactly Mario and Luigi. It's always funny to me. Upcoming, by the way, is the aforementioned glitch that is going to break the game. We've been going towards this throughout the entire game, but that being said, it is very light intensive, so flashing lights warning for when that happens. Probably for the rest of the run at this point, honestly, until we get to the final boss, but yeah.
Murmilio, I think you can go more into what's about to happen here. I'm a little rusty on the specifics, even if I got like the 10,000-foot view of it nowadays.
Yeah, essentially it is a frame perfect trick at 60 FPS to break through the game. I'll keep quiet while he's attempting though. Yeah, he's trying to break the barrel and hop back on while the barrel is broken at the same time.
Close. Oof.
Yeah, you can tell if you're 1 frame late or early depending on the outcome. But as I said before, it's a 1 frame trick.
There we go.
There we go.
There it is.
Not forget that. Not forget. There we go.
Hey, look, it's Luigi.
Hey. I want to explain what's going on here?
Yeah, so all that, what we like to call it in the speedrun community, pixel vomit, is a side effect of this glitch where during that barrel glitch that is called barrel storage, by breaking the barrel and hopping back on, it actually leaves you with a cleared action command. So if there was a pause during the glitch process, you would have seen Luigi would have had nothing on him. And then nothing on him in his jump area, if you want to call it, I don't know. But by having a clear action command, you can actually use the sign to cycle through memory of the game and give you pretty much any action command you want. And then by putting by putting Firebrand on Mario, which is what we were talking about when we had hand-ish powers, you can summon this glitch pretty much anywhere that there is a mini Mario area. And now he has access to every action command, including glitched action commands that don't really happen normally, anywhere on the map. And using them, he can skip through pretty much 90% of the game at this point.
Oh, yeah. Versus Mario's not supposed to have eye jump, but you can just use it right here to, get other action commands at this point that we need. And right now we need Thunder Bros on Luigi to access this area over here, which will give us upgrade hammers.
Yeah, with the glitches, we're going to pick and choose where we want to go to pick up whatever upgrades we need to get to the final areas now.
Yeah, the next thing on the agenda is, now that we can access effectively anywhere in the game, is to get our damage, and that is where the mush badge will be bought in Little Fungi Town. To explain how that badge works, it adds a flat damage value after defense is calculated, and based on the number of mushrooms in your inventory, and it's roughly 1 damage for every 6 mushrooms that you have. And while the extra flat damage bonus may not sound like a whole lot, it's going to be a total of 11 extra by the time it's all said and done. The regular attacks don't add too much, but multi-hit attacks is where its strength lies, and that's where Chopper Brothers becomes completely ridiculous in damage output.
I'll take safe here.
Yes, this Lackapy enemy is very difficult to dodge, especially when it goes off screen and it's throwing spinies at you that you can't see.
Absolutely a pain, unfortunately.
The way, so you may have noticed when you played this game casually, it's pretty easy for whoever's in the back to get hit, and it's because the enemies are just aiming at whoever's in front, which if you only had one of the bros, that'd be pretty easy to dodge, but just because of how timing works, it just so happens that it's going to hit whoever's in the back by most timing. So if you've ever had difficulty dodging enemies, that's intentional by the design of the game.
Here's another one right here, by the way. We'll be going, essentially just glitching Luigi right on top of these, is like, I think max hammer iron rocks here that not been able to break for a long time. We're doing that to get right up here above them and access an area we're not supposed to be at for a very long time, to say the least.
Yeah, this is an end game area, basically.
And there we go. Take a few more glitch action commands along the way here. So once again, flashing lights warning for that. Sorry, I can give a little more warning advance for that one, but yeah.
You may also be wondering, how is Tonkotsu knowing how many times to press the button? Because it can be a lot. Like, you look at him on his controller, he's just mashing the L or R button depending on what's relevant. The glitched action commands often show high jumps as a visual cue for it. Even through all the pixel mess right there, there are still visual cues that can be used to figure that out. Murmilio, why don't you explain this trick that's coming up here?
Yeah, so one of the many glitched action commands you can use through the action command glitch is a glitched hammer, and by hammering Luigi in front with a glitched hammer, it actually makes his movement really wacky, for lack of better terms, and you start warping around rooms, and with that you can actually warp past this usually impassable object here.
In this case, being this boss Trunkle usually guards the way to Low Flung Town. And normally Peach is with us as well too, but Peach is not here right now. That being said, we're past
Very well
them.
done.
Looks like you got it.
Very well
There we
done.
go. Very good. Here's Peach. There she is.
That last trick there is fairly precise. If you don't do it correctly, you're going to get stuck on the wall. And we're running on the Switch version here, so if the worst happened, a rewind can be done to try again. But if it were like actual attempts, your run would just be over at that point. You have to reset. As much as I like this game as a speedrun, it can be pretty punishing at times.
Especially because like all the stuff we're doing over 50 minutes into the run as well. So having to reset that and do all of the previous 50 minutes, which probably not going to change too much other than like stats maybe. It's a lot for sure.
So yeah, the mush badge was just purchased and a whole bunch of things were just sold, and now just a bunch of mushrooms are going to be bought to power that up here.
Wait, time for a quick donation while we're buying some mushrooms.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Awesome. We have $25 from Dragonsight saying, Superstar Saga is my favorite game. I felt like such a cheater when I discovered Mush Badge AA Press Chopper Bros.
Yeah.
I love watching the wild glitches for this run. Keep rocking and get that drum percent going.
Let's do it.
Thank you so much.
Do not dilly down that drum percent. It's pretty soon.
And they nerfed the mush badge to oblivion in the remake. They knew how strong it was.
It's hard to get too, even on top of it being like way weaker.
Some other move was overpowered in that game, so like it became irrelevant, and that you're just using a different move.
Should I explain what's going on here?
Yeah, Murmilio, why don't you take this one?
Yeah, so once again, more action command glitch. So this is a similar trick to the rock skip that happened earlier to get the mush badge. You actually use a glitched high jump with Mario, who normally doesn't high jump. He usually has spin jump. And since the game doesn't really handle that well, it allows Luigi to high jump after Mario from the same plane that Mario did. So it's essentially a triple jump that allows you to get over these rocks that are normally impassable. And we just got the mush badge, and now our next priority is just getting to the end of the game. And the only way to get to the final area is beating the final boss before that area. So that's where we're going right now.
And much like many games are designed, and in a Birdo and Popple are the last boss that you fight before unlocking the final area. So if you had the means, if you beat it, obviously you did everything else before then, because how would you get there otherwise? They obviously wouldn't expect this.
Yeah. Who can? Who can predict this? That being said, this is essentially the largest skip in the game. The skip's like over half of it at this point, and just gotta get this last little bit of movement here. And there it is.
Very nice.
Very, very good.
Yeah, this trick is so graciously dubbed the Big Skip.
And for
Just
good
for how
reason.
much content it skips.
Now the hardest room in the game right here.
Oh.
Oh God, what?
Oh, off
Out of
screen
nowhere.
snipe. This is still livable. We'll see what happens.
Oh, I was lucky.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Hooray. It's totally fine. We can run away.
This room is really scary.
Extremely scary, honestly, after doing all that. Cool.
Ooh, dodged a bullet there.
Good stuff, good stuff. That's time to get Firebrand on Mario. Oh, what? That's a bad one. Okay. We get Firebrand on Mario here, otherwise you wouldn't have it. You can't access this area. It's essentially be soft locked here otherwise.
part of what makes that previous room even more scary is because you want to maintain your glitched action commands. Only one of the bros can jump, and that just makes it even harder to dodge those enemies.
Also, fun fact, you soft lock in this room if Luigi goes in first, and not Mario.
Yeah, Luigi can't save Luigi. He can't use fire.
Exactly. Yeah, Popple throughout the game gets a bunch of different rookies rookies like this, but actually no, that's not even true. He's a rookie like twice, and the rookie like gets amnesia, and then ballet happens. You'll see ballet at the end of the game, but Popple still wants to do crimes over here, so he's got another rookie, quote unquote. Now that's where Barrow comes in, and of course, just like the previous fights, which should have happened many hours before this, but it's happened good like 10 minutes before this. It's got to defeat Burrito here, essentially, and not worry about Popple at all, pretty much.
And that was just an example of the power of the Mush Badge, along with Chopper Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Broken combo, to say at least.
Yeah, without the Mush Badge, we'd probably be doing 2 damage in attack, but here we're doing over 150.
Ooh, 2 turns.
Oh, that was...
Wow.
I've not seen that in a long time.
Very nice stuff.
Yeah, that usually takes 3 turns.
Yeah, that was fast time.
So, little funny consequence here. This was an unfortunate 50-50 that I discovered by accident during one of my runs, and is plagued world record attempts ever since. But, if a bro is down when the fight ends, they don't gain experience, and Luigi's stats don't matter at this point. So if Popple decided to attack Luigi, all these level ups would not happen, and you'd save, what is it, like 40 seconds or something?
Yeah, 10 for each level.
So it's, I'm sorry. That's all I gotta say for fighting this.
I do believe Tonkotsu is doing a newer marathon safe route that he created, where Luigi's HP actually is really helpful for Kakaletta here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, does that allow you to survive a hit?
Yeah.
If I recall, surviving the orb attack in particular, if that happens. Which is the scariest one.
Yeah, that's, the marathon safe route is actually news to me, so that's really good, because otherwise Kakaletta just one-shots you on everything.
Yeah.
So
now it's a 2-shot, and it's a little less scary. Just a little bit.
Still scary, though.
Oh, yeah. That being said, now that we've defeated Pablo and Birdo, our flag in general is for after beating them, which is right at the end of the game. So once we get back to Beaming Castletown, hijinks will ensue, to say the least. Also, that happened there.
There's one more order of business before we unlock the last area, and that's getting a red pepper. That will become relevant in the final fight.
I forgot about that one.
And that's what this little detour here is about.
Very quick one, but it's a very important one.
Another interesting little quirk about doing the game in this order is that the east side of Castletown has not opened, and that's why Tonkotsu has to go around to the west side to enter it, but not after another detour to power up a little more here.
Mm-hmm. Because with the Mush Badge, more mushrooms equals more power. They can literally set that in game.
And there's 3 different Mush badges. There's, I guess it's plus in Spanish.
One, yeah.
But it's a Mush Badge A, and Mush Badge AA. And the main difference, the main Mush Badge mechanic there of more mushrooms, more damage still applies. It's just a higher attack bonus in addition to that.
Got time for a donation in here?
I'd say so right now, yeah.
We have $50 from Kavatico saying, much love and support to Tonkotsu and the Mario and Luigi speedrun. I have so many great memories of this game and it continues to be a favorite. Really glad to see this in the lineup. donating $50 to keep the Mario train rolling. And yes, we're almost at 80,000 out of 100,000 for that. We're at $79,710. Come on, let's make that happen.
We got this, y'all. Come on. Probably do one more right here. About to get into a disaster right here, but we can talk about it later.
Absolutely.
It's fine.
Sure, we have $50 from CJR that says, a great cause on a great day of speedruns. Let's see those drums.
One more.
All right, we have $50 more from Mesanu Oopsa that says, from one plumber to another, take my money. Thank you so much. We got to see actual plumbing in this run. It was great.
It's true. What pants do we get right there, by the way?
They're in English. They're called the #1 trousers.
That's right. It's
and
those.
they allow you to. Whoever wears them will always go first. If both bros are wearing them, it'll be a coin flip on who goes first. But that is really important for Cacletta. Since Cacletta is the final boss, I believe she has probably like 80 or 90 speed, and she also always goes first in the game, under normal circumstances.
Yeah, that Cacletta's final form is notorious for you enter that fight with 1 HP and she goes first, and it's probably going to be some attack that you're not familiar with and you're going to die on your first playthrough of this. They've done varying things to address this in the Japanese version, and then in the remakes, of course, there's some address that issue as well. But the Japanese version made it so you have a turn cycle where you go first regardless of speed, and combined with go first items like the #1 trousers, it's you can really do some funny turn manipulation with that, which we're also going to see to some extent here.
So you can a thing that remake actually addresses, I'm pretty sure gives you a little hints that you have to go over here to actually get to Bowser's Castle, because it's not super clear in this version, unfortunately. Speaking of which, we're in Bowser's Castle, the final area of the game. Here we are.
So that timer event that was...
Go ahead.
That timer
Okay,
event... All right. That timer event that was mentioned early on of why we can't save, this glitch here is why. Without that existing, if a save was reloaded, this would have turned into a red screen and a game over right there. So that's the whole reason why. But now saves can be done.
We've now effectively skipped the entirety of Bowser's Castle, normally the longest area in the game, and takes a while. Have to fight like 7 Koopalings along the way, do a bunch of different hard puzzles, defeat a lot of different enemies, or avoid them if that's your style. But now we're here right at the very end of the game, we're about to fight Bowletta, and also Cacletta's Soul right afterwards, which is hardest fight in the game to say at least. And of course, we're going to save before it because marathon run. Very important to do so.
You can actually finally save now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, there's no more barrel glitches either, so no more flashing lights from this point onwards, except for maybe in the fight, but it's not a big deal. But here we go. Once we get into the Cacletta Soul fight, after we beat Bowletta here, I'm going to ask for silence because it's the hardest fight in the game, and 1 hit is usually equals death here, so yeah.
Dark Star attack. Yeah, this attack isn't clear, but it'll randomly choose whose damage it wants to use for the counter attack. If it chose Luigi, it would be doing 1 damage only. But thanks to the Mush Badge, Mario does 13.
And before we get into the second phase of this fight, can you explain what the #1 trousers is going to benefit for this part of it?
Yeah, so just in general, a lot of time saved throughout the run is killing the enemies quicker, right? So Mario going first is very helpful with that. It saves attacks from the enemies. I believe, Mario I think will kill on this turn. And that saves, especially with a Dark Star attack, has a pretty long cutscene.
Or Luigi can.
Getting a lot of early kills on this run.
Now, one of the hardest parts of this upcoming fight right here is the fact that both bros, after getting exploded right there, now have 1 HP. have to fight the first turn of Cackla's soul on 1 HP. So this goes well.
You got this.
Luckily, Mario attacks first here to give you some leeway.
If I recall as well too, each arm has 80 HP and the head itself has 200. That is. Ooh.
Oh my god.
There are backup ones
Okay.
here, so we're fine for now.
Thank goodness. We have to defeat both arms and also the head to unlock the heart in the middle, and that's the part we have to destroy to defeat Cackletta, which has I think about 1800 HP. I want to say
It was 1200.
1200. That's what it was. It was a lot.
So here's the red pepper. Oh, green pepper as well. This is another backup strat made by Tonkotsu here for the marathon.
Anyway, the pepper glitch here, when Mario dies here, it will persist indefinitely after he gets revived.
Yeah, so essentially Mario has both 150% attack and defense for the rest of the fight.
Yeah. Oh.
You got this. You got this.
There you go. Thank you.
Now we're about to destroy the arms here. I can probably talk about the fact that this fight has essentially 4 phases to it, 4 attack phases. I think we're into the second or third phase of the fight right now. I want to say the second one still.
We're in the third phase.
In the third, okay.
The
Yeah, you
electric.
can tell by the thunder.
That's what it was, yeah. And we want to avoid the 4th phase entirely if we can because of a certain attack that it introduces, the orb attack. If we can, that's totally fine as long as we can avoid the orbs themselves. But they're very hard to avoid. This is a hard one too.
We could kill on this turn.
Hope so.
Good attacks. There was some strategic damage dealing in the last turn, I noticed there, to avoid it.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
And there was the backup. Mario lives the attack.
You just see the absolute barrage of attacks that Hecla gives to you in general. That makes this fight just so much more difficult than it needs to be. Such a huge difficulty spike right in the game. We're trying to avoid. No, go ahead.
Yeah, trying to avoid one more attack from the head.
That's it.
Yes,
Let's go.
yes.
Yeah.
First try
Great
calculator.
backup throughout
First
that.
try.
Yeah. This is exactly what I wanted.
I was not breathing during that.
Oh,
Neither was I. Don't worry.
that was incredible.
Very, very nice. That's really hard to do, to say the
Congrats. That is
least.
actually the first time that Hecla has ever been beaten first try at an HEDQ.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's not the end, though. We still got some more, right?
We still have the escape sequence, but this is essentially just, this is the victory lap at this point.
Yeah. Just completely clutch right there.
That was so good.
I'm still shaking, honestly.
Me too,
and, I
me too, don't worry.
and I didn't even run it. Hey, that was just incredible.
Now, at this point, now just have the ending cutscene of the game. So, any shouts before the end here?
My head's empty right now.
I mean, we can shout out just the Mario and Luigi community in general. We have the Discord that pretty much all the runners are in, and we always like to help out new runners. So if you want to join that and get more into the speed run, please do.
There's more Kagura just before, besides just 8% as well, too, that a little easier. Also, time is very soon.
Right when the last text box disappears. It's just coming up right
Now. That's time.
Oh, you can breathe now.
Thank you.
This game also has an all bosses category I was ran previously in a GEQ. It also has a glitchless category. I'd say it's probably the easiest category to get into, but it's also about 4 hours long. A little less than that if you're really good.
And just a quick shout out to Mug and Potato or Tassers for this game. Without their contributions, a lot of the route here wouldn't be possible. So.
Absolutely. Where can people follow you, Tonkotsu?
Okay, so I'm so satisfied now. Thank you so much for the great experience and precious memories of a lifetime. I wish I could stay here forever, but it's almost the end of my journey as well. I'll have to get back to Japan soon, but I definitely would like to come back to another GDQ event to see you. Thank you again.